Welcome back to Hazardous Hide. Continuing on now with our EPC 9 build that we're going to set up for trying to do long range precision. Now long range I mean 100 yards. And so the goal of this build, as I mentioned in the previous short video, was we're going to try to get to 1 MOA at 100 yards. Now, is that possible? I don't know. From what I've been reading, a lot of people are in that 3 to 4 inch range at best at 100 yards with a 9mm in a PCC or pistol caliber carbine build. So we're going to see, but I did a bit of research, asked a lot of different people with some experience, some good questions, and got good answers about it. And so this is where we're beginning our build. I've already mentioned that we're using Aero Precision upper and lower EPC 9 receivers. And so that's a good foundation, good solid foundation, I believe, for this. What I've been reading, they have their own 7.7 ounce buffer kit. This comes with a buffer tube, a 308 rifle spring, a 7.7 ounce buffer, and the castle nut and things that you need to fit that. So that's good, that's there. I went ahead and got their EPC lower parts kit minus the fire control group, because fire control group, we're going to go for accuracy, and we're going to use, as you've seen maybe many times on this channel, the LaRue MBT. Now this is just an awesome 2-stage trigger, and you can see many of my videos with those in them. But there is a problem in PCC builds with some 2-stage triggers, and this one can have some difficulty too, because on the bottom of the bolt carrier group there's a feature that's not put on there to reset the hammer with these type triggers properly. Well, from what I've been reading, there's a couple different bolt carrier groups that do it, and Faxon is one of those. So we have a Faxon bolt carrier group made for this, and that should work. If there's any problem with that, we'll switch it out and we'll go for a good single stage trigger system, more like a mil-spec trigger, but not a mil-spec, because I want a better trigger than mil-spec. So anyway, if you're not familiar with these are 2.5 pound take up and 2 pound final pull for a trigger, for the trigger pull weight. And so you get 4.5 pounds total, which is needed for some NRA categories, but your final stage pull is 2 pounds. You come back to a very clean wall, and then you get 2 pounds back. So you can do some very precise shooting. So I love those triggers. I have, I think, 8 of them now. So anyway, this bolt carrier group is supposed to work with that. We're going to find out. We'll find out how long it works for that as well. Well, one of the big questions I had was on barrels. I tried to find good custom barrels. Almost nobody makes a custom 9mm barrel for this application. So we may have to have some developed, but we're going to start with some really high recommendations. Now, Jerry Bear Tactical, if you don't know Jerry Bear Tactical, look him up. He's got a really good channel and good content on his channel. But he was kind enough to message me back and forth and talk about the barrels. And he said, go with an Aero Precision, which is what this is, or Ballistics Advantage. They're the same thing. Ballistics Advantage makes the barrel for Aero Precision. But there was a change, and he was bit on the change. He did a short barrel version of it, but this chamfer, let me see if I can position this better. This lead-in chamfer here guides the round into the chamber, and they've gone through a couple generations of these. The first one had a very short shoulder here and angle into it, and had some problems feeding certain types of bullets, especially I think hollow points were the issues. So this is the Gen 2, so hopefully that will not be a problem. But we have our Aero Precision 16-inch chrome moly vanadium barrel, so hopefully that'll be good. It's a 1 in 10 twist, so we'll find out and see how that does. Some of the other things I got, I made a road trip to Joe Bob's Outfitters in person, which was really cool because I'd only dealt with them on the web before. And if you have a chance to stop in Hays, Kansas, it's right off I-70. Like if you're going to Colorado, you'll go right by this place. It's really cool. Very nice shop, very nice selection of firearms and ammunition and accessories and etc. But I was able to pick up a Warhammer charging handle. I love these things. They're really nice, but they're typically expensive. Well, this, while not cheap for a charging handle, is a good deal for a Warhammer. So I picked up one of these as well. I picked up on these Adaptive Tactical stocks. Now these are not expensive stocks. It's a $30 stock. I usually use Magpul CTRs, yeah, because of their secondary lock and things like that. But this one, and a couple different ARs I have that are a bit more heavy recoil, at least recoil pulse, they are soft, and they really do help take that up and make it much more comfortable to shoot. So we're going to try this one of this. one of these. I haven't had a problem with it being sloppy, but the other rifles I've only shot maybe 400 or 500 rounds to them, so we'll see long term where this goes. But I picked up one of these as well. So I've got a 33 round magazine. That's just for fun. Normal Glock 19 mags is what I have stockpiled to shoot in that. So, and then finally I have the MOA K2 Plus grip to put on there, just to let everybody know. The one other thing I have here, and I got this from Delta Team Tactical, is the handguard. Now, the way EPCs build, when you have a 16-inch barrel, you really don't see 16 inches. It sits back into the receiver a little differently. And so you get less than 16 inches. So a 15-inch handguard is going to put this too short. It's going to be back like this. And so now your handguard would be right at the end of your barrel. And if you put a muzzle brake on there, well, you could, be blowing gases and all right directly onto your handguard. Well, this one is 15 inches. It'll be just back a little bit, and then right where the main discharge comes out on the muzzle brake I will be getting in, I don't have that yet, it'll blow out past, and we shouldn't have any issues. And then it's also very, very lightweight, and it's M-LOK compatible. So not expensive, just a good deal, Delta Team Tactical, and so we will see how this works out. But it seems pretty nice, comes with its own barrel nut and etc., like you would expect. So anyway, that's where we are. I'm gonna start putting this stuff together, and then I'll come back, we'll show the final rifle all together, and then we're gonna take it to the range also with our buddy Mr. Bill, and do a little range testing and stunt work and see how it goes.